Hey, you're now tuned in to Underdog Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today, I have Willie Dynamite. How are you doing today?
Excellent, man. Excellent, man. What's going on? Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate it. I don't know who the lady is that tagged you, but I'm going to tell her thank you when I get on Facebook because she tagged you in it and then hit you up, and now we're here.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, before we get started, I always ask, what's a fun fact about you?
Well, a fun fact about me is that I really got a sense of humor and I'm really antisocial. I'm really antisocial.
I feel it. A fun fact for me is I be having to think of new ones every time. When I was 2, I used to wear cowboy boots every day, and my mom's friend used to call me Wild Wild West.
For real?
Yeah, because I always wore the boots, and I never knew. Like the whole time, she went from Wild Wild West. As I got older, she called me West. I'm like, why she called me West? Because you always wear cowboy boots when I was 2.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
let's get into it. I like to go from start to where you at now. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you grew up.
Okay, basically, growing up was kind of tough. You know, I was raised up. My mom got shot and killed when I was 2 years old.
Damn.
And then I didn't meet my dad till I was like 26. And I grew up with no brothers, no sisters. So it was pretty much just me. Of course, I grew up like a lot of, black people grew up, not really having too much and, just struggling to make ends meet. And I remember one day, at my job, it was my last job at Krispy Kreme, West 38th Street, 2001. I worked 45 hours and I got my check and it was $315. And I kind of was like in an uproar. I'm like, where all my money go? Because like somebody gonna have to explain this. They done left some hours off my check or something. I wasn't as educated on things like taxes and where your money's going and things like that then, but I just knew that it didn't feel right. So basically I quit that day and just started my journey, just figuring out how do people make money without working? Because if I'm working, I've worked 45 hours that week and I barely got enough money to survive. And I turn on the TV and it's rich people driving Aston Martins, Bentleys, they have fashion shows, they eating in nice restaurants. They don't never go to work.
Yeah.
And here I am working all the time and I don't got no money. So I just started to dig deep into what they did, to make the money and not work.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, my dad, my biological dad, he died when I was 4, so I understand that as a shorty. And then I definitely understand that working back in the day, like working all them hours, and then you look at your check like, what is this? This ain't right. So what was one of the first things you did after that to like make money or to start a business or whatever?
So basically, I had took on like odd jobs working with my uncle. It was just a whole bunch of like random stuff, just to kind of like fill in the gap. And then once I started digging into how people made money, and I figured out it's not about how much money you make; it's about what you do with what you get with what you make. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh, so this is where I gotta put the money at. And even though like nothing was perfect, I done made a lot of mistakes. But I still wouldn't trade entrepreneurship for the world at all. It's crazy because I just did a live last night because I was at my favorite restaurant, Prime 47. I go up there like once a week. The food is amazing. The staff is amazing. I absolutely love it. And I was just explaining to my audience that this is one of the things that I like about being an entrepreneur is being able to control my time and live life on my own terms. Because once we get to the end of the road, that's it. And you don't want to look back and have regrets on what you could have did. And, you really should have went for it, but you chose security instead.
I love that. And what you just said was you got to know what to do with the money you got. I think it's in the Bible. It's like if you can't handle the little, you're not going to be able to handle a lot. So it's like you got to figure it out. Even though I think sometimes people don't want to sit out. They don't want to sit out. They see their friends. They see everybody doing something, so they want to go do it. But it's like you got to sit out. You might got to sit out a summer. You might got to sit out a year and get your
summers.
to get yourself together so you can go back out there. So, did you take any school or you was just learning from experience?
To be honest, I barely graduated high school, bro. A lot of people don't know this. They be like, "Oh my God, you're so smart. You know a lot." And I'm like, if I pull my transcript from tech y'all would be I would be embarrassed to show you. I never liked school, and I never liked school because I felt like the things that they were teaching us, I didn't feel like that I was going to use that in life. Mm-hmm. Like in school, dissecting frogs. I haven't dissected a frog yet. I mean, it's perfect for people that's thinking about being a surgeon or just want to get the ups on that. But I feel like they should have substituted that for like financial literacy, like understanding real estate or the stock market. So I didn't like chemistry. I didn't like biology. I didn't like sitting through long classes. I didn't like reading those boring books because I felt like nothing really led to money. Like, what am I doing here? So I ended up missing, it's funny you brought that up. I ended up missing a semester and a half of my junior year. So when I came back senior year, every single class was required. Every single class was required. So I was like, I buckled down and I did it. And I didn't do it because I wanted to be honest. And this is probably like the first time that I've actually said this in a while. But I did it because my grandfather raised me, and he always told me, no matter what you do, just make sure you finish high school. Do it for me. And then that kind of like stuck in my head, So I came back senior year, passed all the classes, of course. And my counselor messed up my schedule. So I missed a class. It was like a consumer math class. So I ended up having to go to the day adult school to take that one class. And it was super easy. I went in there and I would do the work and I was out. I only had to sit there like literally half the class because it was easy stuff. She just left it off my schedule. So I ended up graduating. Tech was on a 8.0 grading scale. I graduated with a 1.72, bro.
I graduated with a 1.7.
What scale was you on?
I don't know. I'm from Michigan City. It was
okay, gotcha.
So I don't know. My story is similar. Like, I remember 10th grade year, my grandfather died. That was my best friend, my homie. And I started cutting up. And my mom took me to my bro's dad, which was the pastor of our church. And he had a talk, and I was in there crying, like, because he was talking to me like a dad. And then my mom, we went home, and she started crying. She's like, I just want you to graduate. I was like, all right, I'll graduate. And just like you, I didn't like school. I felt like, what is this that y'all teaching us? I didn't feel like it applied to anything. And I only graduated because my mom. And then I actually got accepted into college. I was shocked.
What college you get accepted into?
Vincennes.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's kind of similar stories. So you didn't like school, but not to fast forward, but now how do you educate yourself? Because I know you didn't just go through life and not self-educate yourself to get to where people thinking you're this genius guy.
Well, I would say that it's self-education for the most part, because when I started like digging in deep to like real estate, like I own a few properties now I collect rent off of. And to me, that's like, you can collect rent and don't have to work. I don't even have to leave my bed to get paid. And it's people that got to go to drive to work and drive back from work every day. Like, oh no, I got to figure this out. So a good friend of mine, DJ Marcus Wayne, you may know him. He throws the Straight Up Stupid comedy shows.
Okay.
Shout out to DJ Marcus Wayne. B Swift is my best friend. That's like my best friend. And I was at the radio station with him. It was me, DJ Marcus Wayne, DJ Duck, and B Swift. And Marcus Wayne was telling us that he was going to have $1 million by the time he retired. So everybody else was kind of like, just brush it off, like, oh, that's what's up. But I was like, hold on, like, what's going on? Like, I need in on that. Mm-hmm. He said, meet me at the bookstore. This one, it was at Glendale. Met him at the bookstore. He was like, I didn't think you was going to come, man. I'm like, yeah, I want to come. He picked out 3 books for me. I still remember. I still got them to this day. This was 2003, 2 maybe. He picked out The Richest Man in Babylon, The Guide to Getting Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards by Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I read those books. And he talked about, Robert Kiyosaki made a lot of references to real estate. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try real estate. I literally read those books and I started looking for a house the week after. I didn't even know nothing about commercial, who was going to fix the roof, who was going to fix the plumbing, the electrical. I knew that a worst case scenario is I could always go get a job. And that's what everybody's doing anyway. So that's a worst case scenario. I can always go do that. So I bought that first property. And when I bought that first property, I paid $20,000 for it. I put all of my money, literally all the money I had into it. Put another 15,000 into it, and I ran out of money. I still had a source of income, but I ran out of money because I was dumping it in there. Mm-hmm. Then my mentor was like, hang some blinds up. He was like, how much you got left on it? I was like, not too much. He's like, how much you trying to get off of it? I said, I probably maybe need another 15 to even finish it. I don't even need a lot, just to be able to get it rent ready. So the banks wouldn't do any loans lower than 50,000. So he got me the loan for 50,000. Here I am, been working my whole life to get ahead. I put my signature, or we put the signature on there, and they wired 50,000 to the account. And I was nervous. I remember thinking like they probably gonna come back and say it was a mistake. Like they gonna try to do something to reverse this money. So I ended up going to Chase and telling Chase I wanted all my money. They was like, we can't give you all your money. And then this is when I started doing my research on the banking system. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how you gonna not give me all my money? Like, where's my money at? Mm-hmm. They was like, we can only give you 7,000 a day. And basically, we had to take out 7,000 a day for like a whole 7 days to get all my money out of there, because I feel like my money's better off with me than them. Mm-hmm. Black people really don't trust banks.
No, we don't.
We don't really trust banks. And I'm more educated about the banking system now and how to use it exactly. But then I'm like, give me all my money in my pocket. It's not mine till it's in my pocket.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got some numbers that I'm looking at in a bank account. But that led me to look into banking. And it's crazy that they only got to have a 10% reserve in there. So for instance, let's just say if a bank has $1 million worth of deposits, and it's none of their money. Mm-hmm. It's our money. Mm-hmm. They have 10,000. They have $1 million worth of our money. They can now loan out 10 million just by having a 10% reserve of not of our money. It's not even their money. So when they loan out that 10 million, then they hit it with the interest, because a lot of people are going and getting cars and they're not fixing their credit first. So now they're getting double-digit interest rates. When they loan it out, now that 10 million turned into 20 million. So the bank just made $20 million off of $1 million, and the $1 million wasn't even their own money.
Wow.
So that's the banking system explained.
Wow. I see that you done your research and you're very educated on that, because that really make you don't even want to mess with the banks and stuff of that sort because of that, because that's our money. That just don't make any sense. So I actually do got some questions.
Let's go.
How we gonna go into wealth management, because that's what you do. You the money guy, you the credit guy. So how would you define wealth management, and why is it important, especially for underdogs?
So I would define wealth management as managing what you got first. And I know that you probably gonna get a lot of backlash off of what I'm about to say, but I just want to give you a heads up. But you cannot spend your whole life just working a job and getting earned income, because the earned income is the highest taxed income on the planet. So you got 3 different tiers of income. You got earned income, you got portfolio income, and you got passive income. Earned income is the highest taxed income. That's just like if you look at basketball players and football players, they make a lot of money. But when you see a $10 million contract, it's not 10, it's 5.
Yep.
That's earned income. And once you make over a certain amount, they take half of your income. Almost like the people that hit the lottery. Mm-hmm. If you hit the lottery for $100 million, and by the time you get done paying taxes and the payout and all of that, you probably got like 40, maybe 30 to 40, because everything else done went to the government, and then it done went to the people for the payout. So that's the first thing. We got to work hard for passive income. Portfolio income is like money from the stock market, stuff like that. Passive income is like real estate and business. So if you look at the earned income, the average earned income is probably taxed at roughly 30%. So the people that even make 70,000, you're not making 70,000. You're probably making close to 45, maybe 50. But you're not making 70,000 because they're taxing it. Mm-hmm. And then you're trading 160 hours a month for that. 160 hours a month. Versus Portfolio income is basically money that you got in the stock market and it's just kind of growing on autopilot. And the passive income is money that you get from a business and or real estate. Oil is a big one because with the passive income, you got what you got. Well, you got what you have tax breaks. Basically, the tax breaks are, let's just say if you earn $100,000 as an employee and $100,000 as an entrepreneur. As an employee, they're gonna take $40,000. Mm-hmm. So you didn't make $100,000. You made 60, and you still traded 160 hours a month. Turned that 60. No judgment. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. If you earn $100,000 in passive income, one, you earned $100,000. Mm-hmm. Two, you got different tax write-offs by having a business. Mm-hmm. So whatever expenses you had to endure in order to make that $100,000 can be subtracted from your income. For instance, let's just say you had to get a website. You had to order your podcast equipment. You had to order microphones. You had to order a camera. You had to order merch. You had to order all of these things in order for you to generate the income. Well, now the money that you spent on the things to generate the income can be subtracted from the income. I hope I don't lose nobody.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm picking up what you put.
And that's very important because if you look on your paycheck stuff, mm-hmm. you will see that you're the last person to get paid. Federal done took their money, state done took their money, insurance they took their money. Everybody done took their money and they send you what's left. Mm. You're not going to get ahead like that. I mean, if you want to stay where you at, maybe. If it's working for you, keep working it. But the average American has less than $1,000 saved. That's according to Forbes. Forbes put that out. So with them keeping all of your money, you're going to be in bad shape because your time is tied up and you don't got the money that you think you got. Versus over here as an entrepreneur with passive income, you can collect rent from your bed. You can collect rent from your White House. You can collect rent from your kids' basketball game. You can collect rent from your trip to the Maldives or Greece or Spain or Italy. You can collect rent wherever. And if you run a business, you can drop ship products. You can hire employees to work different things. It don't necessarily have to have you. And if it does have to have you, you can do it from your phone. You can run your business from your phone right now. So earning $100,000 as an entrepreneur, for one, you keep more money because guess what's a tax write-off? Certain mileage for your gas. Your vehicle can even be a tax write-off. Yep. Your whole vehicle. If you got office space, if you lease an office space, that could be a tax write-off. Your website can be a tax write-off. You sponsoring Facebook and Instagram ads is a tax write-off. Your virtual assistant can be a tax write-off. So by the time you get done with the write-offs, you probably can write off $60,000 of that $100,000, and then they only got to tax that $40,000. I hope I ain't losing nobody because that's a lot. Yeah, they can only tax that $40,000, and even when they do tax that $40,000, it's still a lower tax rate than the earned income. The earned income may be taxed at 30%. The passive income is taxed to anywhere between 0 to 15%. Make sure y'all get a good accountant. Yeah. So you over here, you work less, you make more, and you pay less taxes. Over here, you work more, you make less, and you pay more taxes.
That just don't seem right.
Yeah, but, everybody gets caught up in, into the cycle. But that's the first part of your question. The second part of your question is it's important for our community to understand it, black people in particular, because we've been on the bottom. We still are on the bottom. If you travel, I don't know if you travel a lot, but I've been to Paris, I've been to London, I've been to Belize, I've been to Cuba. I helped to raise money for the people in LA on Skid Row for the homeless population out there, which is the biggest homeless population in the United States. We raised money out there. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Miami. I've been everywhere. And everywhere you go, you'll find black people at the bottom.
True.
And this is solely because we don't have enough money. That's it. Money. I know a lot of people be like, money isn't everything and you don't need money and don't worry about it. Yes, you need to worry about money because if you don't worry about money, you won't have none. You won't have none. I'm being honest with you. You won't have none. And it's not just focusing on money for the sake of money. It's focusing on money for the freedom it provides you. Nobody's just collecting a lot of money, because you can make $1 million a year, but if you working 16 hours a day, it's not gonna matter.
Nope, you ain't got time to do nothing.
Your spouse done left you. Your girl done left you. You done. You done. Your kids acting a fool. I'm scrolling on Instagram. These kids done downloaded the guns right off Fortnite. They got the same guns they got on Fortnite. Kids out of control because you working so much you don't even see that your daughter is running the streets or your son is running the streets, because you're not able to be a parent because you are letting the money control you. It's not about the money. It's about the time freedom. Money just buys you the time freedom for that. So it's important for black people to get into passive income immediately. And I think that now it's kind of picked back up. You got people like Earn Your Leisure over there. Shout out to Troy and Rashad. Shout out to my buddy Ian over there. You got different people on YouTube. So now you're able to connect with the whole world. So it has gotten better, but we still need more of it, because it's only going to be so long that you can trade your time for money. And when a person can't trade their time for money, what is the plan? Because you can't try to figure out that plan when you now in the thick of it at 65, 70.
Yeah.
We got to figure that out now, so that way once we get to 65 and 70, we'll coast on to the end.
Yeah.
Instead of, getting to 65 and 70. And to be honest with you, Social Security's gone. Social Security's going to be gone. Nobody's going to get Social Security. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. That's one. And two, when you retire from a job, you retire off of half of what you was making. So if you wasn't getting by with what you was making, imagine getting by with half of that. That's what a lot of people's lives look like right now. Talk to the older people. Talk to some of these retired people that don't have any passive income, and they'll tell you.
Yeah, because you see older people. It's a lady at the gas station by my house. She got a whole knee brace, can't barely walk, but she working. It's like, I don't want to be like that. You don't want to have to work for all these years, and then, like you said, you get in your 60s and 70s, your body done tore up. You can't go on vacation. You can't even enjoy life because you didn't work all these years for somebody else. And not to what you're saying is like, you could have a job, but have something on the side. If you got a passion and you love being a teacher or whatever you do, and it's a job, but have something on the side, because education they don't pay in education. They don't pay in the schools. They don't pay in a lot of jobs. Everything then went up. And it's like, okay, I still want to work, because some people scared. What it is I don't know how I'm going to do it. You go to somebody else's job every single day. You get them 40 hours a week, maybe more. If you gave yourself 40 hours a week, what would happen? And they don't look at it like that.
Like, Jim, it's crazy you said that, because I'm going to touch on that. Jim Rohn said that if you work hard at your job, you'll make a living. And if you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. That's the first thing. First thing, number one. Number two, you're absolutely right. Teachers don't make enough money. I wouldn't be a teacher, to be honest. I feel like they're underpaid and overworked. If I was a teacher and I know my subject, I would create a platform on Teachable. And I would charge students or parents monthly for the students to attend that class. And I would create my own passive income. I would get the money would go straight to the teacher instead of going to the school, because the school ain't gonna pay you more. Because the school is a business at the end of the day. Yep. That's why they misdiagnose these kids with ADHD, saying something is wrong with them when really ain't nothing wrong with them. Because if they can diagnose your son or daughter with ADHD or any type of illness like that, the school gets double the money from the government. So instead of that $5,000 they get for your child or your son or your daughter, they now get $10,000. And who don't want more money?
Yeah, true.
So it's crazy you touched on that, and I totally agree. And also, if you work in a job, ain't nothing wrong working a job. Yeah. It's, to me, this is my opinion. It's something wrong being there 40 years and have to retire off of half of what you was making.
Yeah,
that's the first thing. But if you work a job, take your earned income and put it in the passive income. Take your money and your W-2s and your paycheck stubs, go buy a duplex, move in one side, and rent the other side out. The other side that you're renting out will be enough to pay for the whole duplex. You keep 100% of your income that's coming in. That's the hack. That's how you can start. And over time, it builds equity. Once it builds enough equity, you can then refinance the duplex. take out 20, 30,000 or whatever you can. Take that and put it as a down payment on another duplex. Now you got 2 duplexes, and just start to build up your portfolio like that, leveraging your job.
You said something because I'm not an actual teacher because I don't want to be in a classroom, but I work in a school. And you right, like they pay. I'm so confused. Without teachers, people wouldn't know how to read, write, do the basic stuff, but they pay them the least. And for sometimes some of these kids is really something wrong with them because I've seen it.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
But like you said, is some of them kids ain't nothing wrong with them. It's like, oh yeah, let's say he got this because they get more money, and then the parents like, oh, I get assistance now, and they happy with the assistant. But I like what you said earlier, like when you're a teacher, you can teach outside of the classroom to make that passive income. Like I do professional development. I go speak at the schools. So it's stuff that I'm doing, but I'm still in the schools because they don't treat you right. They don't, you go home, you got to be a parent to your kids after you've been a parent, a nurse, a counselor to the kids at the school. And then when the weekend come, if you got to do work, there's nothing you can do. So it's ways to work a job and have passive income. I think since COVID, a little before COVID, but since COVID, more people are doing stuff that they can make money with because you can still do what you do at your job outside of your job.
You know why that was in COVID? You know why that was? One, do you know how many people was unemployed when COVID? How many?
It had to be millions.
40 million. 40 million people unemployed during COVID. And those was 40 million people that got kids. They got mortgages. They got car payments. They got insurances. They got bills. So COVID forced a lot of people to create something for themselves. So in a sense, COVID was a blessing because it pushed a lot of people in the direction that they needed to be pushed in anyway.
True, because I definitely started. I got a clothing line. It's under construction because I do everything by myself. But I started a clothing line.
What's the name of it? We got to pub it. We got to get you out there. What's the name of it?
It's called Christian Dewan. I named it after my son.
Okay.
Just because if something was to happen to me, he have his own. Because when my dad passed, all he left me was questions. Me and my brother like what this and that. So I wanted to leave him with something. And dang, I forgot where I was going. I got some more questions because your answers to the questions is helping people. It's helping me, and it's enlightening more. Like to get the duplex thing, it's like okay, let me see what I can do with that. So, what are some common financial goals that people can strive for, and that they can actually achieve if they're not an entrepreneur, they just working a job?
Well, I would say get your first 10,000. Your first 10,000. It's going to be rough, but everybody can do it 100%. Because when I be putting out a lot of investing information, people tell me that they don't have enough money to invest. They don't have money to invest. And then I ask them, show me your check stubs. Because how you say you ain't got no money, but you done made $50,000 last year. You had it. You just didn't want to put it in investing. I get it. Just say, I don't want to invest. I respect it. I can't make you do anything. But I would say set a goal towards your first 10,000. And I feel like that's super easy for a lot of people. Because if you save a couple $100 every paycheck, you get your tax check and you save that, bro, that's the 10 right there. Really more than the 10. Easy. Yeah. Easy right there. After that 10, save 100. Now you Now I'm like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. That first 100,000, bro, that's the headache. Once you get past that first 100,000, like when you see all together and you're able to put it where it needs to be, it's easier after that. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's easier after that. That first 100,000 to get that, bro. That's like if you can get your first 100,000, you save your first 100,000 all together, bro. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Even Floyd Mayweather, when he was on Earn Your Leisure, he was interviewing them. Well, they was interviewing him, and he told them that first 100,000 was like the roughest. He's most proud about that first 100,000. That first Floyd is billions at this point. You know what I mean? Shout out to Money May. And here's what I say. Here's what I say, bro. we can't predict the future. You don't know what's going to happen. You could get in a car accident and you lose and you ain't able to go back to work. Mm-hmm. You could lose your significant other. You could lose your spouse. What's the plan? Yeah. A lot of people are going to be in the hole. Only thing I'm saying is let's start it now. So if anything come up, we'll be covered. And if don't nothing come up, then you would just be that much further ahead in life. Because to be honest, bro, just to be 100% honest, people only work the job for the money. And this is why I say that. Even the people that say that they like their job, if I gave them $100 million today, they wouldn't go back to work, bro. 99%. It's maybe that 1%. Yeah. But if I gave them $100 million today, they wouldn't go back to work. They'll be in Greece. They'll be in Paris in fashion shows. They'll be at a nightclub in Miami. They'll be in their new BMW, their new Porsche. You know, they'll take their lady with them, go on a super day, fly them to Belgium and have dinner up under the firework. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that you can do. And a lot of people go to work for the money. And then I don't judge nobody because you got to start from somewhere. I think a job is a really good start, you know, that people can do. That way you can leverage your time in order to create the money that you need for the passive income. So I would say create that first 10,000. Everybody can do it. Everybody that's listening to this and that follow you and rock with you, I know for a fact they can do it. That's a fact. Save up. I'm going to throw out a number. Save $400, save $300 to $400 a month, and when you get your tax check, don't spend none of it. That's your 10. That can be done in a year.
True. It definitely can.
And for the people that's making more, they can only fast forward with this process.
Yeah. That. And when I'm sitting here listening to you, it's like it is. It's like you just got to be disciplined. But some people will hear that and they're gonna be like, "No, it ain't. No, I got this, I got that." But you going out every weekend. You buying the latest fashion and all this other stuff. We spend our money on bullshit before we spend it on stuff we supposed to. And then that next week when whatever we supposed to pay, we don't got it because we spent it on bull. And it's just really having a discipline to, like you said, every month, put that money aside, don't touch it. If you got to send it, I remember when I'm saving up, I send my money to my mama. Because I know she going to keep it, she ain't going to touch it, and I know it's going to be cool. So it's like, have somebody, if you got to send them the money, whatever you got to do that. Because like you said, if you do that at the beginning of the year, saving a couple hundred and then your tax check the next year, you definitely got it. Definitely got it. So it's obtainable. It's just you got to want it to obtain it.
It's crazy that you said that because I said the same exact stuff. My live is still up on my page. Everything you just said, I said last night on the way to the club. And I'm going to let you know something. Because I like Gucci, I like Christian Louboutin, I got that. But it's one or two ways that I pay for it. One, I'm collecting rent and taking that money to Saks. I'm not working 40 hours and taking that money to Saks. So it's different. I wouldn't dare work 40 hours and give Saks that money. No. But I will collect rent that comes every month and take that to Saks. That's the first thing. The second thing is I can show them how to get all their designer stuff for free. For free. This is that. Since they own your podcast, I'm gonna give it to them. Usually they will have to book a $300 session for this, but since they rocking with you, I'm gonna give it to them free. Make sure you clip this up.
Yeah, I got you.
Fix your credit. That's the hack. Fix your credit. If you got to spend a year fixing your credit, however long you got to spend fixing your credit, fix your credit. Once you fix your credit, you want to go and get 3 credit cards. You want to get the Chase Sapphire Preserve. You're going to get the Platinum American Express, and you want to go get the Delta, the Platinum Delta credit card. You're going to get them 3 credit cards. Chase Sapphire Reserve is going to give you 100,000 points. Platinum American Express is going to give you 150,000 points. The Delta Reserve is going to give you 95,000 points. So collectively, that is roughly 95. Roughly, just say it's over 250,000 points. The Delta, the 95,000 points that you get from that, you hit the minimum spend, pay it back. That's it. And don't go out and spend the extra money. Don't look at it like extra money. Just pay the stuff you got to pay anyway. You got to pay your light bill. You got to pay your gas bill. You got to pay your car payment. You got to pay your insurances. You got to pay the kids' daycare. You got to, this is stuff you got to pay. But instead of using the cash, just use the card. Put the cash to the side every time you use the card, so that way you can pay the bill off in full when it comes. That's very important. After that, they put the money on your account. Round trip to Paris is only 80,000 points. Delta's giving you 95,000. So guess what you just got? A free round trip to Paris. And this isn't money you got to pay back. You don't. Once they give you this, it's yours. So boom, round trip to Paris with that right there. With the Chase Sapphire Preserve, they give you 100,000 points. Platinum American Express, they give you 150,000 points. So basically, that is 250,000 points. Right there, right? Once you go on the American Express portal and the Chase portal, you can redeem those points for gift cards. So 100,000 points is basically $1,000 cash. Like, you can redeem that for $1,000 in gift cards. Guess what you can get gift cards to? Saks, Neiman Marcus, Macy's, Ruth Chris, Best Buy, the Apple Store, the Nike Store, the Adidas Store. You can take it. You can take flights with it. You can get hotels with it. Amazon cards. You can shop on Amazon. So you redeem these points for gift cards wherever you shop at. And that will allow you to shop for free. So those Gucci shoes that's $800 at Saks, it's going to cost you 80,000 points to go get them. Spend 80,000 points on the gift card. The gift card going to be $800. You take the $800 to Saks and get your Gucci shoes. You got the shoes free. And if American Express, Platinum American Express is giving you 150,000 points, and the Chase is giving you 100,000 points, basically you got like $2,500 that you can spend. Wherever you want to spend it at. Home Depot, you can redo your bathroom. You redo your kitchen. You can go on Amazon, get you a t-shirt press machine. Start you a business now, free. You can get inventory from Amazon. Your labels from Amazon. Walmart gift cards. So now you just got everything you needed to start your business, and you don't got to pay it back. Or you can buy designer. You can buy Christian, because now the Saks here got the Christian Louboutins now. So they got Christian Louboutin, Alexander McQueen. They got the shirts, the t-shirts. You can go out there and buy out on their money, because you get rewarded by having good credit. You get rewarded, and you get punished for having bad credit. If you don't believe me, ask somebody what's the interest payment on their car. They don't even want to tell you. They might not even know. They got 17 to 18% interest rates on their car. Anything that's in the double digits on an interest rate with a car is a bad deal. They need to come holler at me so I can fix their credit, and they can refinance their vehicle to bring their interest rate down.
I'm listening.
I got you. So here's what we just got. I got you a free round trip to Paris. Maybe you don't want to go to Paris. Go to Italy. Go to London. I don't know. Go wherever you want to go. And I got you $2,500 worth of gift cards to wherever you want to shop at. That's the hack. And this isn't money. This isn't a loan. This isn't money you got to pay back. This is free money. And you can do this with a lot of cards, because a lot of cards come with a lot of rewards. But you got to have good credit to run that play.
So, man, that definitely is helpful information. So, what's good credit? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about credit. We didn't learn it in school. As an adult, I learned it a little more. Like, the whole time before I got married, and the whole time I'm thinking I got bad credit. For whatever reason, I just feel like I got bad credit. The only thing I really had was my student loans. I was able to get us a house. But then after the divorce and little stuff like that happened that I didn't really know, and I signed on some stuff, my credit went down. So it's like, what is a good credit score? Not the 700-800 that's the best, but what's a good credit score for somebody to be able to get credit cards and stuff like that?
700. 700 is good. Even if you go on whatever app you go to check your credit, They got it broken down like from here to here, you're in this range, from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
So 700 is good. Anything up under 700 needs work. That's how the lenders are looking at it. 700 and over, you'll be able to run that play.
Okay.
And 750, you can pretty much get anything. You can do the same thing with a 750 than you can do with an 800 or 850. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Anything over a 750 is like the same thing for the most part.
So, how do you build credit if you don't have credit? Because when I go look at my stuff, I don't have no debt, but I got bad, didn't pay off, whatever. So how do you build credit when you have not that great credit?
So it's funny you brought that up. That's actually a good question. It's a 2-part series towards getting a good credit score. One is removing the negative items from your credit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you got negative items on your credit, you're not going to build credit because you got things that's holding you back. And it's 3 things that really move it's 6 credit factors altogether. We got hard inquiries, total accounts, credit history, derogatory mark, payment history, and credit card utilization.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 6 factors. It's only 3 that really move your credit. Derogatory marks, that's anything that you got in collections, turned into collections. Payment history like 35% of your credit.
Mm.
You can miss a $40 payment and it'll drop your credit 100 points. Because it doesn't matter. It can be $40 or $40,000. Doesn't matter. Because the fact that it's late is that it's late. So you got credit card utilization, payment history, and derogatory marks of collections. You need to get all of those up out there. And once you get all of those up out there, then you want to start the building process. Because you can't build with negative things on your credit. I mean, you can, but you ain't going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
But for a person that just starting from scratch, 0, I'm going to give them the whole play. Go get 3 secure credit cards. You can get First Premier, First Progress, Visa Open Sky has one, Discover has one, and Capital One has one. So choose 3 out of those 5. Put $300 on each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put that on there, you're only going to use $20 per card every month and put these on automatic payment to pay it in full. And the only reason I say $20 is because from 0 to 9% is excellent. From 10 to 29% is good. 29% to like 51% is just goes downhill from there. Mm-hmm. So I want to keep all my clients in the excellent range.
Yep.
So if you spend $20 out of $300, you're at about 9% roughly, maybe at like 8-9%. That's going to keep you in the excellent. And you want to set those up on automatic payment. That's going to report. In 2 months, you should have about a 650. This is coming from nothing.
Yeah,
like you should have like
person.
Yep, you should have like a 650. After you do that, you want to take $1,000 and you want to open up a secure loan. BMO does it. Teachers Credit Union does it. Check with Farm Credit Union. I know Regions does it. Who else? Just check with your local bank or credit union, and they'll tell you if they do it. You want to set this up on automatic pay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only do you got credit cards that's good and reporting, now you got a good credit mix because you got a loan too. They don't know that it's your money.
Mm-hmm.
It does. They ain't call nobody seeing is it your money or did somebody loan it to you.
Yeah.
It just shows up as a loan.
Mm-hmm.
And after that rolls a month or 2 months, you're gonna be at about a 740. And then from there, you can start applying for the Chase Sapphire Preserve, the Platinum American Express, the Wells Fargo Propel, things like that. And then that's going to take you over 750.
Okay. I love that. I love that. So tell people what you do, who you are now. Because we got your background. We went straight into the management. But tell them who you are and what you do.
So my name is Willie Viverette. A lot of people know me as Willie Dynamite on Facebook or King Willie on Instagram. Basically, I'm a credit repair expert. I specialize in disputing the negative items from people's credit report and also helping them to build credit. And what's different from me than everybody else is once I get the negative items out for your credit and you're done, I'm still working with you, even though you're done. Because I'm telling you which cards to get and I'm explaining how you can leverage the credit card points to go and get free stuff, just like I explained now. So I'm helping my clients, walking my clients through that whole process. And for my people that's buying a house, I also have trade lines for sale. So basically, a trade line, anytime they document a payment that you're paying on, it can be a car, it can be a house, it can be a ring, it can be anything, cell phone bill too, if you got a contract, that's considered a trade line. Mm-hmm. So if a person got bad credit, they just got a negative trade line on their credit, because it's positive trade lines and negative trade lines. So we need to get them negative trade lines up off of there. So basically, I specialize in that. I'm also a real estate investor. I also have money in the stock market. Like, I study different companies. So I just engulfed myself with financial knowledge and what it really takes to really get ahead in life. And I have students that I also teach that to. So once they're in the credit repair program, I move them over to the wealth factor. We do a Zoom call once a week, and we do a new subject every month. So 1 month may be crypto, 1 month may be real estate investing, 1 month may be buying your first house, 1 month may be stock trading, next month may be options trading, dealing with the stock market, the next month may be just marketing. You know, how you can get yourself out there, create more clients for yourself. The next month may be understanding the economy and how to profit from it. Because it was so much money made during COVID, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So much. But that was for the people that wasn't going out buying toilet paper and hand sanitizer and Lysol and bleach. Rich people doubled down on Amazon. They doubled down on Apple. They doubled down on Microsoft.
Because nobody could go nowhere. Oh, okay.
You can't go nowhere.
And everybody had to go to, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yep. And not even that. We seeing $1 trillion companies. Microsoft is $1 trillion company. Apple's $1 trillion company. Amazon is $1 trillion company. We are seeing $1 trillion companies half off. Half off. That's like those Gucci shoes that you went in the mall and seen that was $900, and then you went back and now they $400. Nothing happened. They still the brand new Gucci shoes, still the same shoe, but now they just at a discount. But the difference between this discount, this is making you money, and you just gonna wear the Gucci shoes. So that's like the best way I could put it.
I love it. I love what you said, because a lot of people, like you said, they work with you, they get you to a certain point, and then it's like, all right, I'll see you later. But you keep them around to help them not to just get good credit, but to actually be wealthy, because a lot of us don't help other people to get to that point of wealth. It's like, if you from the hood and you got money, you going to go back and you going to try to flex. Instead of be like, hey, bro, come here. Let me do this, and that. Or it could be like you went with your you met with your homie, and he's like, hey, read these 3 books. Some people, hey, read these 3 books. The book's still there, dusty, ain't used them or nothing, because you can only give water to a horse, you can't make them drink it. And it's like, we complain, we keep complaining, but then there's people out there that can help us. And I know for me, I done been in different groups. I had coaches, and I took advantage of some, and I didn't take advantage because that old me came around. So you just got to be able to listen to somebody like that. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm listening. I'm going back and probably going to take some notes, because this is helping me out. And instead of me just saying, oh, I got a nice little episode, boom, and just put it out. No, I bring people on here so we can help each other, so we can be better in the long run. Because the biggest thing about money is we don't know it.
Right.
Is we don't know. We don't know, because if we going off of what our parents told us, they definitely didn't know no money. No offense to them, but they didn't know nothing about money. And they parents didn't. It's like, at some point, who's going to bridge the gap? Who's going to make it? Who's going to break the cycle of being broke? And that's it. And it's like, we've been broke, and we could go back to, oh, it happened years and years ago. Hey, we just as capable as the other people. It's no excuse. We get it. We had a slow run. We had to wait 400 years, whatever. But now we got everything we need. It's like, you had a phone. You got a computer. You can do whatever you need to do right at home. Like you said, save up that money, and then now you can do stuff. Like,
all it really, not to cut you off. Yep. All it really takes is 1 year of dedication, bro. Like, that's it. But you got to be dedicated every day during that year. You got to be dedicated every single day during that year, you know. And what I think is, I don't think people really got no real goals. I think people need to really get some real goals, because If you got a goal, it's gonna keep you up at night. You ain't gonna get no sleep. You're gonna be ready for dang. I'll be glad when it's 5 o'clock comes so I can get up in the morning and work on this.
Yeah.
Because that's how excited and passionate you are about that. And I think that everybody got something that they're passionate about. It just may not be money, you know, because if even in the dating pool, you got people that are just, you know, they just gotta have somebody. Now, it's good to have somebody. Don't get me wrong, but it's like they go hard. Like they put a lot of effort. Men and women put a lot of effort. Mm-hmm. A man to go out there and go out there, go on 1,000 dates. Women get their hair done, their lashes done, their nails done. They get everything done to try to attract the right person. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So people are passionate about stuff. They just may not be passionate about that, but they need to be passionate about that.
Yeah, that's true. Like, people aren't passionate about money. It's like we celebrate off of people off of Instagram, off of social media. It's like, oh, yeah, I see them doing, look at nephew. No, you could be doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to look at somebody and say you don't. And to what you was just saying with being passionate about somebody else, yeah, you could want somebody, but hey, let's not go on some dates. Let's do something different. And if that person say yeah, then that's the person you would want to be with, that you helping to build that empire. If it's the person, nah, let's go on these dates. Because like you said, dudes, we gonna go get the haircut, gas, get a new fit, some cologne. Then we gotta pay for the date,
time for it.
Yeah, all that stuff. And then and all that money that you spend, you can spend it on something else. And I'm the type of person, I always think about what I spend. Like, I'm like, okay, if I spend this right now, is that gonna help me later on in the week or next week? Like, you gotta not spend on stuff that don't help you. You gotta spend on stuff that's investing. Investing is me buying a laptop, me buying cameras, me buying stuff like that. My dad sent me a couple dollars. It was like a month ago. And he was like, invest in yourself. I did. I bought everything I needed, did this and that. Because before, I would have, oh, man, I got this money. I'm about to go do this, and that. And then I ain't got nothing for the business, and now I'm complaining. But I wouldn't be complaining if I invested. And I think that's what a lot of people, it's just a discipline. Like, I did a budgeting class, and it was just discipline. It's just saying no to yourself. You say no to everybody else, say no to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, how long have you been doing your business with the credit and teaching people? I know you probably been teaching people before that, but with the business, how long have you been doing that?
The actual business part of it, as far as running it like a real business, I kind of was like halfway running it. But, you know, if you know anything about business, it's never all the way there. You just gonna critique it as you go. I would say it's been like a real business for like 3 years. But I've been like running it but it wasn't, I didn't have my T's crossed and my I's dotted for like 8 years.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what you're doing. And I'm sure, like you said, each year or every 2 years, you didn't, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that.
I started with my best friends to fix his credit. I fixed all my people credit around me. Yeah. And then I was like, dang, this is really working, you know? And he started telling his people, sending people my way. And then I started, digging deeper into learning, because it's like a never ending cycle of learning, because they could pass a law or something can change. And now everything that you thought you knew, it don't apply no more. So you got to go relearn something else because this is the new way.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. You got to unlearn what you learned and learn something new.
Yeah.
So tell people, give 3 tips on managing money when they listen to this that they can go do when they hear this.
3 tips on managing money. Don't spend more than you make. That's number 1. Create a budget if you don't already have one. You don't have to be rich to create a budget. Oprah got a budget. Bill Gates got a budget. Jeff Bezos got a budget. Tim Cook got a budget for Apple. The richest people in the world got budgets. So you don't want to spend more than what you're making. So that's going to be a red flag. The second thing is you want to find a way to live off of 50% of your income. I know that's going to be steep for a lot of people. but you can start by taking 10% of your income and set it to the side. Because I feel like if people can give 10% to the church and they can donate 10% everywhere else, you can at least donate 10% to yourself. So start putting 10% to the side, and with that right there, make sure you are saving your tax checks. Do not blow them. You don't need any more furniture. You don't need no TVs. You don't need no bedroom suits. You don't need none of that. Set it to the side. I'm telling you, you gotta save your money so one day your money can save you. So set that to the side, and after that, I'm gonna give y'all something real hard to do. Take $100, go to the half price bookstore. Go to the clearance section. The books in the clearance section is only $3 a piece. You want to get 10 books dealing with money management, real estate investing, all of that. Anything that got to do with money, you want to pick it up in the clearance section. Hit the clearance section first before you go to the regular. Because you can get 10 books out the clearance section and only be out of $30.
Yeah.
So once you get your 10 from the clearance section, then you want to go into the business aisle, and you want to get another $5 to $10, depending on what books you pick and how much they are. You want to get another $5 to $10 on money, managing money, saving money, investing, real estate, whatever piques your interest in the business section. Go in the business section and go crazy. And if you don't want to do that, if that's still too much for you, which I don't feel like it is, go get an Audible membership. Go get an Audible membership. Now you got somebody that'll read the book to you. You don't even have to read it.
Yeah.
They will read it to you like you a kid, tuck you in at night. They'll read it to you. Go on Audible, create a membership. It's like $16, $17 a month. If you got a Netflix, if you can afford a Netflix subscription, you can afford an Audible subscription. And it gives you 1 credit, and you can redeem that for 1 book a month, no matter how much that book is. So even if that book is $40, you can redeem it for that credit that you only paid $16 for. And when you going to work, have it playing. When you dropping the kids off to daycare, have it playing. When you got some downtime and you just riding, you got to go across town, just have it playing.
Yep.
So those are my 3 things. And I know for a fact everybody listening to this podcast can do all 3 of those things. Also, if you need your credit done, hit me up, 317-308-9403. That's my personal number, too, by the way. You call, I'm picking up. And we can go ahead and start to fix your credit. I can show you how to leverage your credit to get all these free things.
He already promoted himself. So before we get to closing out, give us a quote. You gave a quote on what you were just saying. I ain't gonna repeat it, but I'll see if you got a new quote.
You gonna double dip, huh?
Yeah, I need a quote.
Let me see what I got for you. If you want to get to a spot where you're really able to enjoy life, it's going to cause you to sacrifice who you are today for who you will become tomorrow.
I love it. Man, I appreciate you coming on here and dropping some knowledge. You really dropped some knowledge, and you made it practical, and you made it relatable to everybody, to underdogs, because everybody not up here. Everybody trying to work their way up. So I appreciate that. Love what you're doing. Give yourself a promo again so people can know where they can reach you at, and then give us a closing word.
So the website is viverettcredit.com, VIVERETTECREDIT.com. Follow me on Instagram at King Willie with 2 E's. Follow me on Facebook. I'm under Willie Dynamite, and I got another page. It's called King Willie. And that's pretty much it. And the closing words will be, stop being scared and just try it. Just try it. Because that job will always be there. That job is a worst case scenario. It'll always be there. If you go out and try your hand on investing, being an entrepreneur, whatever it is, if you go out and try your hand at that and it don't work for whatever the reason, you can always go back and work a job. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. So don't be afraid to take that jump. And remember, if you got children, your children are looking at you. So when they see you take that jump, guess what they gonna do?
Take a jump.
If they see you scared and timid and playing it safe, guess what they gonna do?
Yep.
You know. And my son think I'm a superhero. He was like, Dad, you don't got a car payment and you got a sports car? I said, yeah, son. He's like, wow, that's amazing. Then I took him to the property. He said, Dad, is this your property? I said, this is our property. This is where we collect rent from. He said, like Monopoly? I said, yeah, because I've been playing Monopoly. Oh, let me brag on my son real quick. Absolutely amazing kid. I have been teaching him the stock market and real estate since he was 4. We started playing Monopoly. And he started just rolling the dice and picking up the houses, you know. And then when he landed on my property, he had to pay me rent. He said, hold on, why I got to pay you? I said, well, that's what happens when people land on your property. So then when I land on his property, I got to pay him rent. And we make up numbers. I do it like, okay, how much rent do I owe you? And then he'd be like, let me think. So that's when I took him to the property where I collect rent at. He was able to put 2 and 2 together. Oh, this is like we was playing Monopoly. I get it now. And my son is 8 right now, and he can tell you what a good stock is and what a bad stock is. He can show, you can pull up a chart. He'll tell you if it's good or bad. He's 8 years old. So don't be scared to teach these kids financial literacy. Because if they know Daddy Shark, if they know Roblox, if they know Dave and Ava, if they know Steve and Maggie, they're able to comprehend financial literacy, even at a young age.
Shout out to your son.
Thanks, man. I appreciate super amazing kids. Super amazing, man. But yeah, I'm gonna leave everybody with that. And I need y'all to share this podcast with your family members, your friends, your significant other, because we gotta help to get the word out. You know, what he's doing right now, this platform he created, there's not a lot of this going on, especially in our community. There's not a lot of this going on. So we're going to need y'all help to push this. We can't do it without y'all. So when y'all share this, I need y'all to send a message saying that y'all shared this. And after y'all do that, y'all hit me up. I got something special for you.
Appreciate it. On that note, keep being great.
Peace.